of ours are low, but it's not supposed to be in our face. Like, we still have to...
It shouldn't be in the face, but you see, like, how I feel uncomfortable with this?
That's real low.
Well, yeah, that's
this is
like...
real low, bro.
We're trying to listen to your dick.
I know.
Yeah, that needs to be tightened. That's it.
Just listen. This is a shit.
But here, hold it like... Because it's going to drop the second you...
I feel like we have to talk about the fact that you guys don't know what Loctite is. That bothers me.
What is Loctite?
Do you know what WD-40 is?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is that it?
Stop
Cool.
pulling on it.
Loctite's if you like screw something in, you put a little dab of Loctite on it so that it doesn't come undone.
There we go.
It'll
Can we
stay.
see your face? I can't see that.
I can't see it from here.
I thought that was a common...
All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome to the Off the Mat podcast. I'm Keith McMillan here with my boy
Brian Harris.
right here. We have a special guest today.
Oh, he's special.
Matt Waters.
Right.
Matt Waters, co-host for our commentary for KCFA 31.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back on here, but I don't want anybody to have their expectations as high as when Nick was on here. I'm not trying to live up to those standards.
I mean, you did surpass, your episode.
I know, which
That
I
is
completely.
true. He got more.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I just don't want. I feel like the bar's been set really high with Nick.
Yeah.
Don't get your hopes up too high.
I mean, if you want to go to prison, you could probably up your story a little bit if you want to
Hey,
take a couple years.
I'll do anything for a good story.
So what's going on, guys?
Nothing much. Chilling. About to have the KCFA fights roll up on us,
Exactly, coming up.
and I'm actually super pumped about the KCFA.
I'm super pumped
fights.
too, man.
A couple fights in particular that I'm pumped about. One, you guys get to commentate again.
Best
So
seat in the house.
you guys will be. You said what?
Best seat in the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome. We get to see live action. It's a lot more intense. I think the jitters are going away now. Before it was hard watching teammates fight, but I think now I'm getting more comfortable, and I'm super excited. Super excited.
Yeah, that probably comes naturally with just like going to events itself more and more. But yeah, and then like seeing teammates actually,
Yeah, I mean, obviously we could say I'm more of an emotional person.
Yeah.
So I take it more personally when they win, when they lose, when they're doing well, because they're here training, and I want to make sure they're getting the best training, and you can only get that if you have the right partners. If you have someone that's pushing you, So.
Speaking of training, when's the last time you and Matt rolled?
Matt and I, have we ever rolled?
We've definitely rolled at some point.
Okay.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, we can turn the camera around and go jump on the mat right now.
I mean, if you want to.
Yo, that would be interesting.
We'll do that one of these, not episodes, but one of these times I want
I
to.
felt like we rolled not that long ago. Maybe.
I think we did, maybe.
Because you said something about it, I thought. Maybe.
I think you
maybe
guys
not.
should roll.
Cool.
Yeah, we're not going to do it right now.
Why not? I mean, Matt brought it. I mean, not right this second.
10:30. 10:30.
10:30.
Oh, yeah.
10:30.
We'll Facebook live
Oh,
stream.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
there we go.
No,
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, we got to get Matt out of here so that way he can make it to the misses tonight.
No, I was meaning 10:30 tomorrow, jiu-jitsu class.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got twins now, man. It's hard for me to. But we gonna get to the fights first, or should I? Okay, you know what? Forget it, guys. It's happening. I want everyone to see this right here. I did it after maybe 6 years, maybe 5 years, however long it took for me to become a blue belt. I finally accomplished something. This is the most consistent thing that I've ever done in my life, and it's paid off. And now I can honestly say there's a lot more pressure on me to do well. Once I got this blue belt, it was so exciting. I didn't cry or anything, but it was satisfying because I put a lot of time in. I've seen a lot of my teammates grow, get better, and I definitely got left behind because of myself, not because of anybody else, because of myself. But now that I got the blue belt, I'm grateful, I'm humbled, and now I can work strictly on making my game get to that next level, working on my fundamentals. There's so many things that I want to accomplish now, and I want this to translate into my life. Because so many times that we talked about on previous podcasts that I've started something, and then when it got tough, I quit. I was a quitter. And finally, no longer, at least one thing in my life, parenting is a great gift, and jiu-jitsu has been just a blessing, and it saved my life. And I mean that health-wise, because I had super high cholesterol. I was obese. I mean, I'm a little thick now, but I feel good about myself, and saved my life. So I'm a blue belt. Thank you to all my training partners. To where I started out in LA. I don't make this too long, but in LA with Gracie Barr, the legacy now with Professor Crane, Professor Bruno, or George. I know you just got your black belt. Congratulations, brother. So many more. All the Armenians I used to smash my fucking guard. Thank you. And then when I came here, thank you to Danilo, you two, Trout, Murray, who helped me work on certain aspects of my game off and on the mat. Some Big Mike, Clay. I mean, I can go on and on. Thank you to everybody. So that's that. Fucking did it.
Fucking did it. You would say that when Matt comes on here, like the biggest McGregor fan ever.
Yeah, you got a McGregor hat now, though. So
what the throne hat? Yeah,
you got the McGregor hat.
Yeah, I mean, Zach had it, and he was just like giving hats away. I was like, that one's kind of dope. Chances of me wearing it, I'll wear it a couple times. Then we'll retire it. But no, anyways, about your blue belt and what you just said, man, I agree with everything you said as far as like you wanting that to translate into your regular life. I think jiu-jitsu is a great vessel for the rest of your life and foundation for the rest of your life.
Well, it shows
as far as like every aspect goes of your life.
For me, it shows that something is attainable as long as I put my time and effort into it. And so long, especially in my 20s, I wanted quick payoffs. Yeah. I wanted to do stand-up, and then I wanted in 2 months to be a headliner. I wanted to do so many things. I started guitar. I remember I bought a guitar, and then I was like, this is fucking hard, playing all these chords, and then I quit that.
Yeah.
And I'm done. In my 30s, for my children, I want them to understand that when you put the time and you put the effort in, whether you have the talent or not, it is attainable. And yeah, also, on another, so if you guys can see, I don't know if you can see how fucking big the mic or the belt is. I got an A5. I am a hefty fella right now, but I'm not that damn thick.
What's your gi size?
I think it's like an A3, A4 at the max.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like an A1,
You gotta be an A3.
Actually, I range from an A0 to an A2 depending on where you buy the gi.
That's what I'm saying. So
it's fucking wild how gis like range like that.
It's funny because in that moment, Matt sent me the photos, so I felt good the rest of the class.
Yeah.
And then I saw the photos, and I look big. So now, my focus, now that I have the belt, is to work on fundamentals and escaping side control. I don't know why that gives me an issue. And then my health and diet. And I know I talk a lot of shit, and I've been talking about this since September of last year about my diet. But now I'm more settled with my kids. I'm more conscious of it, and I will be working on it.
Yeah. For real, that's like all you need to work on, too. You're athletic as a motherfucker, dude.
I can be.
Super. Like your legs, you got nice ass legs. You should be wearing shorts right now. Trying to sell this podcast.
Got the DC shorts, those short shorts. Matt, what was it like when you first got your blue belt? Because you and I have a similar journey in that it was years. I mean, above the 2-year mark to get your blue belt, right?
Yeah. So I did no gi for 8 years before I got my blue belt. But I mean, Brian was kind of talking about it before this podcast started. To me, like, the blue belt's awesome, and like it's great to have the belt, but more gratifying to me was the recognition from like, the belt didn't mean as much as the fact that somebody who's taught me everything I know thought I deserved that.
Right.
That means more to me than anything. Yeah, it's a weird feeling. Now, when I got my purple, you kind of alluded to it there. There's like almost a more pressure, like a weird responsibility on you. To me, I felt like it was like, I see guys like Clay and people that are in here all the time, just, constantly focused on nothing but getting better and just are obsessed with jiu-jitsu. And now I do jiu-jitsu for fun. Like, I do it because I love it, but I do it for fun. Like, I'm not obsessed on constantly getting better. And
right.
I felt like when I got my purple, it's like, oh, you got to make sure you're continuing to learn, continuing to get better, continuing to grow. And that pressure is there. But yeah, it's a rewarding feeling.
It is. For sure. It's definitely rewarding. Getting my blue belt from Zach meant a lot to me because I was one of those people. And for anyone that's watching that's not a part of the jiu-jitsu program or haven't done jiu-jitsu, I encourage you to do it. Don't wait till you're in shape. And I know we've been putting that post out all week. But I was one of those people. I mean, we would do warm-ups, and within like 5 minutes in the warm-ups, I'm on the side panting. I'm letting people go past me. You know, we would do certain techniques, and because of my limitations with how far I could stretch and everything, I couldn't do those basic moves because I was so far out of shape. It was just bad, and I really thought I had a low opinion of myself. Because years ago when I was in a better shape, you know, I didn't, you know, I could do a lot of things. I could roll, I can move with the best of them, I felt. But when I came here, you know, I was 45 pounds, 240 pounds, and I just couldn't keep up. I couldn't do anything, and over time I started losing weight and getting more adjusted and getting more comfortable again. And, you know, I didn't think I'd get to this point because I thought I was holding people back. So I did it.
I think that's like one of the best things about jiu-jitsu though, is like you get to see your little wins, and it's hard in a lot of other athletic things to see your little victories. And like you might go from not being able to do warm-ups to being able to do warm-ups and half the drilling, and then being able to do warm-ups, drilling, and then not all the rolling yet, but then you eventually get to the rolling. And it's the same thing with the technique side of things too. You might get tapped out 50 times in one round, but that next time you might see what you got tapped out with coming, you know?
Right.
And then you're going to see it coming and be able to stop it. Then you're going to be able to see it coming, stop it, reverse it, and then eventually submit them. So it's a constant, there's little rewards on the way up to that right. belt too. So that's what makes it easy in my eyes to stay doing it as opposed to a lot of other things.
I agree. You said you wanted to talk about something. You remember you was like, I'm going to bring it up.
So yeah, that's the whole thing that you were talking about actually, because I listened to episode 7 of the podcast, and the first time I heard it was already posted, and I heard the part where I said, I don't give a fuck about my blue belt, and I wanted to, because I kind of meant what I said, but I didn't explain myself well enough. So what I meant by that is I don't give a fuck about my blue belt is I in the grand scheme of things, like Matt was saying, the blue belt itself doesn't mean anything to me, but receiving the blue belt from Dan Dehan, who has taught me jiu-jitsu, he taught for about a year before he had to go back to Brazil. And then Zach which we just found my old waiver over the course of the last almost 4 years now. Nice. It's been almost 4 years. April will be 4 years. So, I mean, the recognition from them and the acknowledgement from them, that meant something to me. And that's something I'll hold on to forever. But the blue belt itself, it doesn't mean anything to me. Getting it from them, that means everything. So I just wanted to clarify that because I listened to that on the last episode. I'm like, man, I sound like an asshole, and that's not what I meant by that. I need to explain myself better. So I just wanted to kind of throw that part out there real quick. And I had already talked to Zach about it right after I heard it. I found him, and I was like, yo, have you heard the podcast yet? And he was like, no. I was like, I just want to clarify with you before you hear this. Like, this is what I meant by that. So. Which he understood. He was like, nah, you're good. I wasn't worried about it at all. So.
For me, this blue belt, because I'm still the same person I was a week ago when I was, you know, a white belt. But for me, it just kind of keeps me at a certain standard. Like, if I'm going to take a day off just being lazy, at least I need to stay at a certain standard to where, you know, and I shouldn't take any days off, but there are days that I don't want to roll. I'm sad or whatever's going on in my personal life, but I come in, once I'm on the mat, man, it's I feel good again. So thank you to everybody. And if you don't do jiu-jitsu, I encourage you, male, female, short, tall, big, skinny, try it. Do it, man. You won't regret it. And one day, you'll be like me.
Oh, my
God. All right. Now, KCFA. We have David Onama fighting from our gym.
I love that fight. That's like one of the fights I'm really, really excited about.
What's the gentleman's name he's fighting?
Francisco Pinto.
He used to train, right?
He trained here for a little bit. Yep.
Yeah, so he's from Uruguay. Yeah. But he came up with Tonga, and he trained here for a while. I'm not sure how long exactly, but he was here for at least like 6 months or something. Yeah.
That's a damn good fight. Watching David fight, this is David's pro debut. He was undefeated as an amateur.
I think the T's silent debut.
Yeah, it is. It is. I was gonna let that go, but since you called it out, Matt, let's go ahead and harass Keith for a minute. Debut, motherfucker. Were you born in a barn?
I was saying the French version.
Debut? No, they say debut.
I couldn't help myself.
You know what, guys? I don't appreciate, as a blue belt, I don't appreciate the disrespect. Before as a white belt, I let shit go.
Hey, check your rank. He's on my
purple
side.
belt. I see. Debut. And I said it anyway. And he went undefeated as an amateur. Unlimitless, potential. I mean, he's a high caliber fighter. And I think hopefully he gets a chance to showcase his skill set, his moves, and because he has a promising future.
Yeah,
and it's good to see him back in the cage because he took a while off to relax. He was an amateur champion, and I expect that to be the fight of the night. Is that the headlining?
No, Duran, McCyza, and I can't tell you the other guy's name. Something Almond, I think, is the main. But David's somebody that could have gone pro.
I've been
a couple fights ago.
Yeah. I've been asking him the last couple of fights, like, is this the one? And he's like, nah, this one's amateur.
Well, he fought the Garrett Armfield, I think.
Yes.
He looked like a UFC level fighter in that fight, and his striking was just insane. And he's a guy that puts in professional level work too.
Was that the white kid or the black kid? Because I know it was
the white kid.
That was the white kid. That was the one with the Muay Thai knees.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that was.
And Garrett even went pro after that fight too.
Nice.
So he was at that level.
For
so
sure.
It's not like it was just some dude off the street, Like that's a bad motherfucker right there that he fought. And then he fought a guy from my old gym too. At St. Charles MMA, he fought Cornelius, who was also undefeated at the time whenever they fought. And I mean, again, just looked like a pro. Like I don't know. He puts everything together very well, and he looks very, very good. I'm confident.
Trains super hard too.
Yeah.
That's another big thing.
He's thoughtful. He doesn't waste any energy. I've never seen him gas out. He will put it on you from the moment the bell rings till they call 10 seconds left. That kid will go for days. So I'm really excited to see what he brings to the table, and I'm expecting a finish.
Yeah, I mean, Francisco's a very talented striker. I asked David if they had trained together, if they worked together when he was around here. David says he thinks they did, but he doesn't remember much about it. But they're both going to be completely different fighters from whenever he was here.
Oh, of course.
Did you ever work with Francisco?
Probably.
Because I know you were behind the desk most of the time at that time.
I probably rolled with him. I don't know if I ever did. I know I didn't do any striking with him. But, but I got to watch a lot of his training, both in Lee Summit and whenever he would come up here with Tonga.
Yeah.
Just a really talented, kind of a traditional Muay Thai style for that. And David's more of a slick move around a little bit more and stick on his jab. So I think it's going to be a lot of stand up, but David might take it down. I don't know.
He might. It'd be interesting to see because David, they give you issues. I know I'm a David fanboy. I'll say that. I'm a David fanboy, but he gets put on his back, he gets right back up. He doesn't put himself in danger a lot of times. And even when he thought, because I think that the fight before, I think he got put like in an arm bar for a second, but he slipped out, So I'm excited.
Yeah, so I actually trained with both of them. Like I've sparred both of them, trained with both of them, and it's interesting though because they've both come. I can't speculate on I mean, obviously, I personally think David will win the fight just based off what I know. But what I know isn't significant anymore at this point because it's been so long since I trained with them, and they've both grown tremendously since then. Because Francisco had his pro debut at KCFA, which he was training with us at the time. So, I mean, I was working a lot with him then, and then also David over years and years working with him,
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Francisco's definitely is going to want to keep it on the feet.
Yeah.
But I know he's been working out in Vegas with Tim Elliott a lot and Yaz and Haji out there, and those guys know how to wrestle, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think it's going to stay on the feet, and I think they're going to scrap it out for I don't know how long, but I'm excited to watch it for sure. That's going to be an awesome fight.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting at as far as like my speculation doesn't really mean much because a lot's changed since I trained with them. But if I had to pick that fight, I would say personally David Onama, but Francisco can definitely do some stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited for that fight. I'm super excited for that fight.
Definitely, we have McCyza versus
Terrence Almond, maybe something T Almond.
Yeah,
I better double check. Let me pull up the cards so we're not just like.
So we don't know.
Name.
We don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I'm saying we and speaking for everybody. I don't know an incredible amount about Almond because he is a replacement. Actually.
Yes, he's a replacement. I think he's from fighting out of Arkansas.
Terrence Almond, I was right.
Yeah.
Where's he fighting out of? Where's he from?
Let's look.
I feel like it's Arkansas.
Couldn't tell you.
But let me see.
I think that is right. I think Duran said that in one of his posts.
Yeah, he's a replacement fight. He looks like the guy kind of looks like an action figure.
Yeah, he looks jacked.
Yeah, he looks
jacked.
I don't know how they're in the same weight
Which tells
class.
me he's much shorter.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I think he is going to be quite a bit shorter. But Duran's been out for a little while now. I know he's had shoulder injury and a few different injuries that just kept him out for a while. I know he's itching to get back in there and excited to see him return. He's going to be the main event too, so that's the main fight of the night. And yeah, that should be it'd be awesome to see Duran back in there. He's really well rounded everywhere.
I mean, he's well traveled. I mean, you can't say enough things about Duran, the talent that he has and what he brings to the table. You know, he's scrappy, he can wrestle. You know, his jiu-jitsu's on point. You know, he'll strike. The thing with Duran, though, Duran sometimes comes out of fights. And you're like, you sure you won that fight? Because, you know, he bleeds within a second.
Yeah.
You know, but
he's been in some wars, dude.
Yeah.
But that's something I think one of Duran's best attributes is that guy's not a quitter.
No, not at all.
Yeah. He is going to grind everything he has in every single fight. Whenever he fought, I can't think of the guy's name, but he fought at KCFA, and, man, that fight was back and forth the whole time, and eventually, I think it was like the third round, Duran finally took him down, stuck on him, and finished it. But afterwards, he had taken some shots and, you know, dug deep and really pulled out the victory. Those are the most fun for me to watch. It's people who dig deep and grind them out.
I would like to see Duran not dig deep this time. I'd like to see him just finish the guy and have, you know, kind of go out untouched. But I know what Duran's bringing to the table, and that's going to be a fantastic fight. I still think Onama might be the fight of the night, but, I mean, for headlining, that is a true headlining.
Yeah. Well, he's
fight.
never in a boring fight.
Never, not at all.
No, yeah. I don't imagine either of those fights will be boring. I wish we knew more about Terrence Almond, though.
Yeah,
I do wish that.
And guys, we're not just like with these fighters coming up that are coming, especially transitioning from amateur to pro. There's not a lot of footage or a lot of background on them just yet. So we're just going with knowledge, and obviously our fighters or the Glory fighters, we know a lot more. We have personal relationships with some of these guys, so you know we can give you that aspect of knowing what they bring to the table. But for the other guys, no disrespect, we just don't know about you.
Yeah, for the most part.
We
know a little bit about Francisco.
Yeah,
Francisco. Yeah,
I can tell you a little bit about Antonio's opponent too.
So. You want to dive into anything else about Duran? Duran, good luck. I expect fucking fireworks.
My dog.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then I believe it's the co-main is Antonio and Antonio Martinez and Jet Jones. We all know Antonio. That guy is a heavy-handed striker that wants to keep it on the feet and wants to bang.
Gets me fired up.
I could be wrong about this. This could be completely off. I feel like at one point I was told this is going to be a kickboxing match. And he's fighting Jet Jones, who is a guy who's been in the sport for at least 10 years now, and has kind of done a little bit of everything. He's fought as low as 185, and now is up, I believe this price probably at 205. But a heavy-handed guy who is a veteran of the Kansas City MMA scene, so he'll definitely bring a good war on the feet. I don't think it'll be just Antonio will get to get to work in there a little bit, as opposed to some of them where he just, it's over in 10 seconds. So,
what you pulling up there, Keith?
I was looking for Antonio's to see if it was let's see if it was
What's so funny?
I stumbled upon this. Sorry.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. What's his name? Who was a realtor?
Brian Woody.
Okay, we'll get back to him. Sorry. Hell of a poster. So the Mack truck.
Yeah.
Is fighting, man. When I commentated his fight, when he knocked out that gentleman, man, he got me fired up. I remember just jumping out of my chair and screaming. He's an exciting fighter. And if it's kickboxing, that's a gift to me. That is my birthday gift. Watching these two men just keep it on the feet. I respect the whole MMA aspect, the wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and all that. But there's nothing like a striking war.
Fucking better, goddamn blue belt.
I mean, hey. Hey.
You gotta represent now.
I mean.
Yeah, I really think, though, no matter what, that fight's going to be Antonio. We're going to get to see a little more of his game as opposed to him just one punch sleeping people.
Yeah.
I think Jet's been around the sport long enough that he's going to be able to. He'll be a little more crafty and be able to, push Antonio a little more. I think Antonio's probably going to get the win, but Jet's, again, he's been in for a long time and could make it a good fight.
Those kickboxing fights, man, was it 2 minutes? Mm-hmm. They go into it just swinging. That's intense.
Oh, yeah.
That I mean, we train here, but I don't know if I'm on that level of training because sometimes it kind of looks like, it kind of reminds me of that Max Holloway where he kind of points down and, toe-to-toe just swinging.
Dude, right
That's
now.
what I feel like the kickboxing matches look like at KCFA.
Well, a lot of times with kickboxing matches, they're going to be scored just based on who's more active,
Yeah.
And I think that's what people go in there with the mindset is like, I just got to get after it right now, and it's only 2 minutes, so maybe they're not going to gas out in 2 minutes,
Right.
and
That's the hope, right? Cross
Yeah.
your fingers.
Yeah.
Did we do enough cardio? Did you run enough?
Yeah, no.
I ran a lot. Let's see who ran the most.
See who does it.
And it's hard to finish, especially like KCFA doesn't have the headgear, but a lot of kickboxing matches are headgear and big gloves, so it's harder to finish somebody.
Some even
in a
shin guards,
kickboxing
too.
match.
I've seen
Yeah.
kickboxing matches with shin guards.
But it's harder to finish, so people are just swinging, trying to be the most active, do the
Right.
most damage in that short amount of time, so they turn into chaos real quick.
There's knockdowns in kickboxing, right? Or is it like
Mhm.
once you're finished, you're finished?
No, there's knockdowns.
Okay.
Standing 8 counts.
Then,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. They count and shit.
So look forward to that card. I'm not sure if it's going to be pay-per-view.
I don't know for sure.
Okay. And then
Spend the $8 or $10, whatever it is. It's worth it. And you can listen to mine and Keith's beautiful voices.
Exactly. You got to pay for it. It's worth it.
Yeah, I'll
And
be
then
there.
you have Brian Woody, who is a realtor. But I'm excited for his fight because last time he packed the venue, and I think him and Mack Truck being on the same card, that place is going to be bonkers.
I've never seen KCFA like that fucking crazy before.
Yeah.
Like, it was out of control the night that dude fought. Like, whenever he came out and the entire crowd just erupted, I was like, holy shit. I was like, it's going down right now. Like, I had never been so hyped for a fight before. That was awesome.
Does that add to your pressure, or does that, like, do you feel like you have more, like you can dig a little deeper? Like, what do you guys think?
He looked like he loved it. He looked like he was living in the
he
moment,
was all
soaking
about
it in and fucking...
Yeah.
And using it, yeah.
Right.
He looked like he loved it. I loved that he loved it. Like I saw his reaction. I was like, yeah, I like that. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, that was,
Who's the feller he's fighting? What's that guy's name? We got his name.
Ray Martinez.
Matthew Myers.
Oh, okay.
Matthew Myers.
That was his last one, right?
Oh, I know Matthew Myers.
No, maybe that was no. This is it, Matthew Myers.
Sure.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see that guy.
Oh well, the card says Ray.
Maybe they switched it up.
Yeah.
Maybe he
could've
fell
been
out.
Spanish. I don't know.
But yeah, I think it's exciting. I love seeing the venue packed. I think it's better for the fighters,
Oh yeah.
and it's a good show.
It's better for even the casual fans. Like, I know we had a couple members who hadn't been to fights before, and they went to the one that Woody was on. And whenever there's that much energy just around you of
Yeah.
people that are rooting for him, you're gonna get into it no matter what. And yeah, it's awesome.
Man, I'm so excited. This KCFA cards has been a blessing.
Are tickets still on sale? They're probably sold out now, aren't they?
VIP sold out, I believe.
VIP is?
Yeah.
Well, normally you want to check back like the day of weigh-ins too, because that's when fighters will turn in tickets. So if it does sell out, you might be able to, pop in and get some of those extras.
Very true. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
So check it out, Truman Memorial Center, KCFA 31.
If you haven't been to one of those live in person, go. It's so much fun.
I agree.
So much fun.
A live MMA event is fantastic, especially one that's as well put together and as well displayed as KCFA. And not only that, too, like the venue that they fight in,
Right.
you cannot find a bad seat. Yeah. Like you can't.
It reminds me. I've never been a part of that, but it looks like the old stadiums, like the old gladiator stadiums, where it was like surrounded.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
And then VIP, like you're not that
You're
far
next
away
there.
from the octagon. It's the cage is right there. You know, so if you're paying VIP, getting a table, having a good time, drinking a Modelo, right?
Modelo
Especial.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Drinking a Modelo Especial, then
Don't go out
Yeah.
for Valentine's Day. Everything's overpriced that night. Go out the next weekend.
yeah,
And
bet.
go.
Oh, Valentine's Day. You guys got ladies. We're gonna talk about that at some point. But anyways, yeah, don't spend money on Valentine's
Go
Day.
out the next weekend.
Take it
save
from the
your
guy
money.
that's married and from the guy that
That's right.
has kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Good advice, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
that's,
for sure. KCFA, I'll be there. I know that much for a fact, and you guys will definitely be there. So it'll be a packed house.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
I'm really excited to commentate with Keith. Like, this is the most excited event.
This will be
done.
number
I
3,
just
right?
feel like we're both getting
Third
more
time,
comfortable. I
yeah.
think we're ready to commentate now.
I have a deeper wealth of knowledge, and
Oh, boy.
coming from that first fight where you had a rear naked choke, and I said guillotine. I even said the word wrong, but you got to understand that's how emotionally invested I was in your fight. Watching you go out there, take that W, and sinking that rear naked choke, man. My mind went blank, and I was like, guillotine.
I was gonna say you said it like 6 times.
Yeah, I did. It was, in hindsight, I wish Matt would have corrected me.
I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't like tap him and it was just like,
Hey.
do like one of these or
It was
you
so
just
weird.
let it ride. You're like, yes.
The first time was so weird though, because literally me and Keith just show up and they give us a mic and they're like, "All right, start talking."
That is true.
And
There
we
was
was like, "Okay."
because him and I were really professional. We showed up early. We were kind of walking around like, hey, like. I almost thought it didn't feel real because I walked in, I saw Joe, and I was like, hey, and he's like, hey. I was like, I'm here to commentate. He's like, oh, okay, cool. And then
Like didn't give a fuck and that was all I said.
I feel like I could have walked in and been like anybody.
And then they just say go, and
Yeah.
you're like, you just got to start talking.
Point a finger at you.
Yeah, so
I think we're more prepared this time.
yeah,
wait.
definitely. They're better rapport now, so I think it's exciting. He does all the sponsorship and everything because I don't know anything about that. The McCarthy Auto Group and all
Dog,
that.
did you see how I just
Hey,
did that? The
hey,
Modelo?
Even that,
Modelo?
it's like you see it on the cage. You just gotta
Yeah.
say it. Like I don't have like a list in front of me. There's no like, we don't have a production team telling us what to do. We just go.
But it's a cool setup though. But yeah, we just go in there and talk. So we try to be. I think last time I was a lot more honest, in some of my opinions, especially with that kid that fought.
You gotta be mutual, bro. You gotta be fucking.
Well, I try to
To
be
an
neutral.
extent.
I try to be unbiased, especially when it's a glory fighter, which half the cards normally glory fighters fighting other gyms, But I don't know everyone, so it makes it's easier on me. But when I do know someone, I'm pumping them up. I'm hyping them up because I want them to understand the talent that comes from these gyms, from Lee Summit and Northland.
Well, and it's so much easier when like you have stuff to talk about with them because you see what they're doing every day, or you've at least heard who they're training with or what they're doing. And whenever you know that about them, it's so easy to talk and hype up those guys because they've put in the work and they're ready for it.
Gosh, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It'll be a good time.
So excited.
It'll be a good time.
It's my favorite night of every 3 months or whatever it is that they do it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite night.
But yeah, especially when you motherfuckers get to commentate. Are you kidding me?
I know.
You're cage side. You're as close as it gets.
But like if you just think about like each fight, no matter if it's the highest level guy or the lowest level guy on the card, for the last 6 weeks or however long they've known that they were going to fight, that's probably been their sole focus. Like that's the only thing they've thought about is that, 9 minutes in the cage or that 15 minutes in the cage, and they've worked for that for their last 6 weeks, and that is huge for them. And anytime you're watching something that has that much of a impact on somebody, it's like you can't help but like be emotionally invested and excited about it. So it's gonna be awesome.
So I fucking love me some KCFA. Yeah, so real quick, something that I wanted to talk about, since we were just talking about like being biased and whatnot and that sort of things. You were talking about specifically like there was a kid on the last card you were a little biased towards, not towards, I should say. But so I've heard recently of someone being suspended indefinitely from fighting in Missouri as an amateur due to a record loss.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't know you can do that. I mean, thankfully they are doing
like they're not allowed to fight in Missouri or Kansas either.
Is this somebody we know or we've seen fight?
Yeah.
They're probably
not. Jacob Jewell.
Oh.
Really?
That can't be right.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Where'd you hear that?
His Facebook.
You sure he doesn't have like some
I didn't think his record was that bad though.
It was like 2-10.
There's people with way worse records than that though.
He's a pro?
Yeah, but you gotta imagine just recently that Missouri, like a lot of the laws changed. Like now even cornermen, like they have to pay a tax and everything.
Yeah.
And that just started this year. So what else changed with it?
It could be like an indefinite
I mean?
suspension without.
No, it said indefinitely.
Approval.
He posted the actual picture.
A lot of times, like they'll even do that in the UFC until they get like a doctor's approval. You know what I mean? So like he could come back if he passes a physical. I'm sure.
Interesting.
I don't know. That seems crazy to me. They wouldn't let him fight again, being like only having 12 fights. Like I don't know.
I mean, but is he going out every time getting knocked out? Like what's his losses consist
He ain't fucking winning.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's getting decisioned. I'm sure he's had a couple of close fights, but I mean, if he's going out first round every time, going to sleep, then you need to put an end to that.
Where the fuck did he
post it? An indefinite suspension could mean that he just has to have some sort of approval before he gets the license to fight again.
Look,
you know what I mean?
No, it says retired. It doesn't say indefinite.
Okay.
Oh, so he retired.
Yeah, that's different.
Oh, they retired him.
From this, it says they retired him.
How old is he?
That seems a little off to me. I feel like something's off there.
Notice of medical suspension. Yeah, it's a medical suspension paper.
You need to get Zach's opinion on that. He would know more. But
he would definitely know more. You guys want to check it out though to see what I'm talking about?
Can I see it real quick?
Yeah. You gotta like zoom in to see it.
Retired. I'm not trying to be rude. It looked like he wrote it. Like, whose handwriting is that?
Bro, I don't know. I'm just saying. I saw it on Facebook, and I don't know. I didn't think it was the craziest thing in the world, honestly. If we're being real.
I mean,
well, they let. I mean,
yeah, what? Say it.
Yeah, I mean,
my thought about it. If you're a fighter that goes out there, if you call yourself a fighter, if you're putting in the training and everything, and you just go take some L's, that's all right. But I've seen personally, and I don't know him personally. I don't know him at all. I might have seen him fight once or twice. But sometimes they let these guys go in the cage who are amateurs, so it's them signing waivers and putting their health at risk. But they don't know how to fight.
Yeah, a lot of times that happens.
And that is the most dangerous thing, especially when you're going up against a guy that comes from a good gym, a great gym. You're putting that guy's health at risk. Any of these kicks,
his own health at risk.
That's true, but I mean, any of these kicks or punches can be life altering.
Yeah, but at the same time, well, I guess you're right. I mean, at the same time, like it's his body,
Dude,
he wants to do that.
If it's a jiu-jitsu match and shit, that's fine because you could tap out.
Hey, did you hear like with so like CTE, how we're just talking like fucking. I guess if you sign a waiver, it should be technically allowed, like it's your body. But Vanderlei Silva just donated his brain to CTE research, or just brain concussion research, is what the article said. So whenever he dies, his brain will be donated so that way they can do research to see like what kind of brain damage he had and what kind of effects it could have on him. Because he said he's starting to see symptoms of CTE.
Like 8 out of 10 symptoms or something crazy.
Yeah. You said what?
He had like 8 out of the 10 symptoms.
Holy shit!
That's a lot. I mean, what do you expect though? That guy.
That's what I was thinking too. Whenever I read it, I was like, if fucking anybody in the history of MMA has CTE, it's Vanderlei Silva.
Yeah. Like
that guy was he is CTE.
You know, he gave a lot of guys CTE too. But it's hard watching these. As we get older, there's a reality that starts to set in, especially with these legends. You know, you look at Chuck. You know, Chuck couldn't take a punch from Tito.
He's got CTE.
You know,
they both do.
He shuts off like that. Vanderlei shuts off just like that. You know, that's wonderful that Vanderlei's doing that, man. But it's hard, and you know, it's like, you know, basketball and things like that. You can just see coming where it's like he needs to retire. And I wish MMA was more strict about it. Yeah. I really do, because it's hard watching, you know, especially Vanderlei as he's getting older. His face is all morphed, and you know, his last fight when him and Rampage came in at 250 pounds. You know, I don't want to see that no more. I don't want to see Tito fight again, even though he might fight Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
You know, at some point it's like we get it, guys. You guys are badasses, but
I guess that makes sense too. MMA is different than like how you just referenced basketball. It's different than any other sport because, I mean, you make money off of the individual fighters, where in basketball you're more so making money off the team itself rather than the individual player.
Right.
I mean, you do make money off the individual player, but let's be real, championships produce a lot more money than anything else, or all-star teams do in that case. You know, where if you have one guy if you put Michael Jordan on some bum-ass basketball team right now, like, yeah, he's going to sell out a few games, but after about 5 games, when you realize MJ ain't got it no more, compared to the LA Lakers, then I guarantee you those sales are going to go down.
Right.
I think people, like, see that, though, like, in MMA. Like, I heard Chuck and Tito did, like, 26 pay-per-views or something ridiculous, you know what I mean?
I streamed it for free. Yeah, I streamed it illegally.
I'm pretty sure it was, like, 2,600 people or something, like, stupid low numbers. So it's not like people are dying to see, you know, those kind of fights.
No, not at all.
But you'll see it on, like, these lower-end promotions, you know what I mean? Put it this way, anybody that gets cut from the UFC or their contract expires and they don't re-sign to the UFC, where do they go? They always go to Bellator. Anybody that goes from Bellator, where do they go? They go to some other organization that's below them.
My thoughts are, if they want to fight, let them fight. That's on them. They're either delusional and aren't aware of their abilities, or they just need better friends that are going to tell them, like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. Like, you're going to get hurt. But you can't just tell somebody, hey, you can't fight because I don't think you, like, that's their call.
No, you're right. And
especially guys that, I mean, a lot of those guys probably know nothing else. Like, I think Chuck will even say that. Like, he doesn't, I mean, that's who he is, you know, is fighting.
Hey, bullshit,
so
that motherfucker has a degree in accounting.
Chuck does?
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
Chuck didn't go back to no office.
He graduated from college. I don't know where he graduated. Look at let me
St.
see.
Louis Obispo. That's
what?
From. I don't know. I just knew where he was from. I was excited to say. All I'm saying is that I guess you're right. You're definitely right. I have no right in saying who should and shouldn't do anything. You know, and this all these guys know. But I mean, it was love. I would love to see, you know, like other sports and in boxing. Normally, when a fighter retires, they go into coaching, they go into training. But it seems like these guys, some of them, retire from fighting, and then it's like, well, this is all I know. I can't make any more money. And they're like, well, I guess I need to take another fight. And that sucks. And I know there's not a lot of money in MMA at the moment outside of the UFC and Bellator. You know, so it sucks. But I would love to see. Could you imagine Vanderlei coaching a fighter?
No.
Okay, I couldn't. You know, I said it, guys, and the moment it left my lips, I was like, I don't see it either.
Yeah.
He has a gym, though. He has a successful gym.
Yeah,
his gym's huge in Vegas.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he lives in Vegas.
Win fight team.
Fight team. Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva has a great gym as well. He's
the only exception to the rule.
What?
Of, like, fighters that I think, like, I would love to see him fight. And I think he hung in there.
Did you guys watch that card?
Haven't seen it.
Oh, man.
Haven't seen it.
Did you?
I heard it was fantastic.
I only watched the main card. Only watched the main fight.
That main fight was awesome, though. Like,
I heard it was fantastic. I haven't seen it.
I thought
Have
at
not
any
seen
point
it.
Anderson was going to do some Anderson stuff and put Israel out of there. And I love Israel too.
You could say it for both sides, but Anderson was this far away. If he would land that spinning back kick, we'd be talking about him fighting for the championship.
Did you see the flying knee?
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah. I was that fight was so much fun because it was I don't think you saw full old school Anderson, but you got to see, a little bit still there. Like the skills are still there, and it was just that fight was awesome. I had more fun watching that than I have any fight in a while, and I wish it would have been 5 rounds.
I kind of wish. I think Stylebender.
It wasn't 5 rounds.
No, it was 3 rounds.
It was the main event.
It wasn't supposed to be though.
It was the last minute. Remember Whitaker pulled out that game.
because of the hernia thing.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it got moved to the main event. So
Yeah, we can't disrespect fighters.
Yeah, the contract was signed for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Come on, man, do it for the fans.
Which I liked what Anderson said. I don't know if you guys saw it. I love Anderson. I like people that are good to their fans, and Anderson is like, he said that's the reason he does it, is just so to watch his fans fight. I just think that's cool.
Yeah, it was definitely like watching a video game, a real life.
It felt
high
like
level kung fu movie.
You walk out to the old school.
It felt like 2011 to me again when Anderson was just,
Anytime you hear that walkout music, just right off top, I'd get a little chill down my back. Like I don't know. I can imagine like being in the building and you just hear that, and you're like, Anderson.
Were you at the UFC in St. Louis? James fought?
Yeah.
So, whenever Matt Hughes came out, was that not the craziest?
Oh yeah,
coolest thing?
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as they showed that little preview and about his wreck and his accident and all that, and then whenever his music came on, I got chills. Like Country Boy Can't Survive comes on and he starts walking out. Man, that was insane.
How emotional was that? That breaks my heart to see him.
That was the coolest thing I've seen at a live UFC was when they did that. That was cool. But yeah, it's the same thing. The music, just
once
that's
you
Matt
hear
Hughes.
those iconic
Hughes.
songs too,
Oh man,
it's just and you relate it to those specific fighters you hear.
Yeah.
Same thing with fucking Conor McGregor. He always comes out to what is it, Notorious?
Yeah, but it starts off with the Irish.
Yeah.
The Irish.
Yeah, it does now.
O'Connor.
It didn't before.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. I like the whole spectacle. That was one thing I liked in boxing when they would walk out with the rappers or the singers. I love when
Justin
boxing did
Bieber.
that. I mean, hey, I'm happy you said that. And I'm gonna admit it, and I wanted to bring it up. I don't know why I wanted to bring it up. Now that I'm a blue belt, I'm more confident in myself. I will say, I'm a fan of Bieber.
Do you think he could submit you? He did jiu-jitsu for a little bit, right? No.
Bieber?
I was just wondering.
Bieber? Jonah Hill can't submit me. AC Slater and Zach Morris can't submit me. A lot of people can't submit me, guys.
About Joey Diaz.
He might have a good top game. I gotta call him. I want to tell him about this blue belt.
He's calling you out.
Man, God, can you imagine someone listened to this podcast and just was like, I'm gonna fly out there and teach him a lesson.
Yep.
I'm gonna fuck that guy up.
Joey's gonna book a night at the Improv just so he can come in
Just
here.
so you can come
tear you up.
Could you imagine Jonah Hill put me on my back, just getting side control? No, I couldn't. But no, it'll happen.
It might be legit.
Bieber. There's a lot of because when I was a kid, NSYNC and all that stuff was lame to me. But now I can listen to them, and now I don't want to wait that long for Bieber. So I listen to some of his early albums or his early songs. He has hits. I want to sing and dance to. So I'll admit that. You have no one in your back pocket that you secretly listen to.
Yeah. What do you mean, secretly?
What type of music do you like?
I like all types, but I don't know what do you mean secretly listen to? I'm not secretive about anything I listen to. You for my playlist, you listen to it every time you train. I'm the DJ up in this bitch.
That's true.
There's a range of music in my playlist.
Every time I plug my phone in my truck, because I had the playlist going on up here, the Macarena comes on. And I'll be honest, I'll leave it on for
That's not my playlist. My playlist.
I'll leave it on for a few seconds. You gotta let it go.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But the Macarena is good.
Oh man, you know what I hope? That Jon Jones Anthony Smith fight. I hope he walks out to Return of the Mac again. You got any thoughts on that? Because he
Who, Jon
surprised me
Jones?
last week with the comment. I didn't want to say anything, so what are your
What
thoughts
did I
on
surprise you with last
Thoughts on
week?
Jon
You
Jones?
brought it up and you were like, "Who do you think's gonna win and all that stuff?" And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Really gonna put me on the spot like that?"
I hope Anthony Smith runs through him.
I hope so.
I don't know if I want to go on record saying this, but
Oh,
I'm gonna. I think Jon Jones is the most overrated fighter of all time. I don't think he's that good.
Whoa.
Oh,
He's not
Whoa.
near as good as everyone builds him up to be. T.J. Dillashaw, Demetrius Johnson, skill-wise, are light years above him, I feel like.
and why do you say that?
I don't
Because
think
I can see a reason why. But
John hasn't. The best guy he's fought is DC, and I think DC is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, in my opinion, his only high valued win. I feel like everybody else was past their prime.
He fought TRT Vitor.
Sorta.
He fought TRT Vitor.
Yeah, and about got armbarred, but I don't know. I don't think
I like you can run through the list. I mean, he's beaten.
Gus, I feel like, was mentally out of it
Okay.
at that point. I think DC's Rampage, I've always thought is. I won't give my thoughts on Rampage. I think Rampage is terrible.
Give your thoughts.
Rampage is terrible. If you can stay out of this distance right here from me to this mic,
Yeah,
if you stay out of this distance, you're
that counter
safe.
hook.
You're safe.
You hear that? I'm tagging Rampage in this.
Okay.
Rampage is the only person that's ever just walked away from a picture or an autograph from us.
Wait, that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on.
So-
How did that go?
Whenever I went to UFC, I don't know which one it was, at the MGM, you can stand down in the lower part of the arena, the lobby, and all the fighters come out right there.
Yeah.
Every single person came out. They come out to this door, there was 5 people standing there, and we were just there standing, waiting to take pictures. This is several years ago. He walked right to the door, saw us 5 people, and just turned around and walked the other way. And it was just because he didn't want to walk out there and take pictures with 5 people. Only person that's ever just done that.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
And I've met lots of fighters, and he's the only one that I was like, man, what a...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Tag him. Either you get the photo up or you're going to remain a terrible fighter, Rampage. No, I don't.
Yo, even if he uploads a photo, he's gonna remain a terrible fighter.
He's I want to go through the list real quick before I don't want to spend too much time. Jon Jones, I can't think of anyone that he's fought where I've been because he beat Rashad Evans, but he was clearly better than Rashad.
Yeah, what's happened to Rashad?
TRT Vitor, which was a phenomenal.
What?
Leota Machida.
It wasn't full TRT Vitor though. It wasn't.
Whoa!
It wasn't Vitor where his traps were at his ears. You know.
Yeah, but still, he was cut the
He
fuck
fought
up.
TRT Vitor.
Bro, you saw what
I need
he
to
looked
look at it
like.
again. I need to
Like
look
his
at it
wrinkles went away.
Yeah.
Come on.
again.
He
I'd have
definitely
to look
went
at it
back
again.
5 years in age.
I don't know. He's undefeated, so I can't think of how overrated he could be because no one's really outside of Vitor.
He's not undefeated.
Yeah, that's right. Matt Hamill.
He's not undefeated.
Please.
Matt Hamill. Matt Hamill,
Please.
my dog.
Please, he is undefeated.
No, he's not.
You know what would be fun for me, in my eyes, is a style bender versus Jon Jones.
Could you imagine, if they would have done that back in the day? Remember when Anderson versus Jon Jones was the fight to make? That was that was the super fight of super fights to make, and it just never fucking happened.
Again, another person I think is more well-rounded and technically better than Jon Jones, Anderson Silva. George St. Pierre. My list of pound-for-pound fighters, Jon Jones is barely breaking top 10.
So give me your top 5.
Skill-wise?
You're pound for pound.
I think TJ is right there skill-wise. There's
TJ
a lot.
Dillashaw?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, he got beat by Henry Cejudo.
Yes.
Skill-wise, I think he's the most... Him and Demetrius, I feel like, were the 2 most well-rounded fighters in the sport. Their wrestling's insane. Their striking's insane. And so, TJ, Demetrius,
Is this
GSP.
the order?
No, I don't want to say this
Okay,
in the order
cool,
specifically.
cool. That's all
But you
good.
asked for 5.
Right.
So, I'll say those 3. I mean, even...
2 more.
Let's just go into heavyweight. Let's say Jon Jones goes to heavyweight. I think Stipe beats him. I don't know if he has DC's number or if DC could beat him, but he was beating him until he got caught in the second fight. And then I think Brock Lesnar beats Jon Jones too. Strictly based off style-wise.
With that fucking power double?
Yeah.
You think Brock Lesnar?
John doesn't hit hard enough to make Brock turn and run. And if Brock gets on top of anybody, that's a nightmare.
If he got on top of him, it'd be done.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Brock can't do steroids.
Just let him and John both do
Let
them. John's doing them anyway.
Give them both a picogram.
John's doing them anyway.
Give them both a picogram. I'd pay for that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Any of those fights, I would
And
pay.
he's a cheater. John's a cheater, too. Pokes people in the eyes. Just dirty. The outside of steroids, he's a cheater.
Outside of steroids, he's a cheater.
I love that Instagram video of him, though.
Jon Jones is going to come here and tear me up.
Video? The one where he was like, "Oh, Jon Jones poked people in the eye," like he's like making fun of all the fans. And so every time, yeah, he does. He's such an asshole. Jon Jones is one of those people though that I feel like he would hear some shit like this. Like if you tagged him and he even listened to 5 minutes, he would show up because he's so petty.
Here, that's my thing. Is I'm probably don't think he's as bad, but as I build up in my mind,
yeah.
But it seems so. His whole thing is so fake to me that I just don't like him.
Well, like the way he carries himself and shit whenever he's in front of cameras.
Well, you know he like DMs fans, right? And he'll be like, "Hey, pussy, I see that you're fucking talking shit. Just know you're never."
That one video of him in DC where he thought the cameras were on.
Yeah, that's
a perfect example. Man.
Yeah.
I think he's a fake person. And I can't be a fan of anybody like that. Root for anybody like that.
Well, he's definitely fake, but I mean that's his marketing team. That's his.
But
publicist.
Is he the GOAT?
I don't think so.
You can be a fake person and still be the GOAT.
I guess.
Here's the thing. I think without his reach and his height, Jon Jones ain't shit. Like what you were saying, skill wise, as far as like skill wise, without his length and his height, he ain't shit.
Yeah. I don't think his wrestling's any like he took DC down, which was crazy to me the first fight, but I don't know. I don't think his wrestling's anything to like just ooh and ah at. I don't think his striking's anything that's that crazy. Like he's just long and can keep people on the outside, and so I don't know.
The one I found,
I just can't say good things about him because I don't like him.
Yeah, this lady messaged him, and he messaged her back.
What was the message?
He was talking about, he said, "You're a sad and confused little bitch who probably have some serious daddy issues. Enjoy your $10 sweaters from thrift stores, you pathetic little girl.
Oh.
You are the definition of trash."
Oh.
From the rich guy who occasionally does a bump at a party to the trailer trash who did God's know what for her next hit.
See,
bro, he's a legit villain.
But see, that's the thing. If he would have embraced that role, maybe I would have even thought about it differently. But he tries to like put on the persona of something he's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like Jon Jones will hear this,
it's just annoying.
Fly out and show up one day and fucking be like,
"You'll just see me dead on the mat."
Please don't.
I'll just be laying over there one day when you guys walk in.
I mean,
I'm running the desk now.
Well, I didn't. I'd
be like, all right, Zach.
I had an issue with him way back when, because I was such a Rashad Evans fan, and Rashad Evans got on like it might have been on TV or the podcast, and was just like, yeah, John like pulled him aside right before they found out they were gonna fight, and he like pulled Rashad aside. It was like, I just want you to know that I will beat you. You will never be at my level, and after this, you're gonna go away. And he said that like they were at a party before they even knew they were gonna fight, or maybe the fight just got announced, and Jon Jones did some shit like that.
Really?
And they used to be training partners. So I think John, I mean, obviously it's a mental game. He's really good at the mental warfare. But
he's just bad guy.
Yeah, he's just, did you guys see the press conference?
He's just bad guy.
Yeah.
You saw the press conference when he was trying to get Cody and Cody's opponent to trash talk each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Fuck Jon Jones.
Yeah. I'm not saying
that.
I'm not saying
he's
that.
I'm not saying
he's
that.
the GOAT. I think he's still the GOAT, but I understand where you're coming from.
I can see the argument. I don't know if I would go as far to say that he's the GOAT, but I also wouldn't go as far as
I'd put $100 on Brock Lesnar if they ever fought.
What?
For sure. I'd put $100 on Brock Lesnar if they ever fought.
That would sell so quick.
I'll do that too.
You want to talk about a fucking dream
Dude,
fight?
Set it up. So, what did you guys think about Anderson saying he wanted to fight Nick Diaz?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I love
Did
it.
you see Nick responded?
Did he?
No,
Yeah.
I did not.
He did respond. He said, "Man, I don't want to hurt people. I just want to party." Literally, exactly what he
Nick's
said.
so
He was like,
crazy.
"I don't want to hurt people. I just want to party."
Bro, he's in Vegas living it up.
That's all he does. That's all he does. If you
Living-
follow his social media, Snapchat, all that shit,
Yeah.
that's all he does. Parties.
Yeah,
every single
Nick
day.
Diaz is living the dream. He got paid, and now he's like, fuck it, now I can go blow my money.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know about that guy's finances. I don't know how he's
No, he was getting paid at Strikeforce and everything.
Yeah, but
He was getting paid.
You think that's lasting?
He's got a gym too.
He has a gym.
He has a gym?
And he does seminars.
I think so.
And he does seminars. I'm sure he's making.
Maybe
I'm sure
he's
Nick
set. I
Nick
don't
Diaz.
know. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just
Diaz
know that I'm
brothers-
ignorant to.
The Diaz brothers are smart individuals. No matter what they portray on the camera, they're smart, intelligent guys. They didn't get this far just being some street thugs.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
I would love to see that fight again, though. Why not?
I would
Why not?
too.
Why not? That's a fun
You don't want to
matchup.
hurt people, man.
It's a fun matchup.
Gotta respect that.
What about Conor and Nate? Because you saw Conor was like, well, I'll fight Nate in the same card.
Yeah, book it.
I'd rather see Conor and Cowboy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We've
fight
seen
as
the
well.
Nate fight. Let's see Conor Cowboy.
What do you think happens?
Style wise, I think I'm the biggest Conor fan ever, and I'm gonna definitely root for Conor if they fight. But I love Cowboy too, and I think style wise, that's one of the more difficult matchups for Conor, just because Conor seems to do better against guys that get inside and throw that overhand right or whatever it is. Whereas like Nate gave him a lot of troubles because Nate can box on the outside. Cowboy's not gonna try to close that distance. He's gonna stay on the outside too. So style wise, I think it's a really fun fight.
I agree. I agree.
Conor
Pretty
sleeps
much
him in
wholeheartedly.
the second, but it's an
You guys want to
awesome
know
first
my
round.
honest opinion? I think the fight's over before it even starts. I think Conor goes on a fucking rampage, mentally fucks Cowboy the same way Nate Diaz does.
Yeah.
Comes out there and whoops his ass.
Man, that was so crazy. The Nate and Cowboy fight.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Remember that when Nate was all in his face and everything? Cowboy wasn't used to that. And all of a sudden, I don't know whether he had no cardio or what it was, but you saw a different Cowboy that
Yeah.
night.
It was just
All Cowboy had
ones and
was leg
twos
kicks
right
and-
down the pipe the
Yeah.
whole night.
And
Yeah.
I think Conor does. I think Conor with his promotional skills and everything. I think Conor messes with them.
Maybe.
Messes with them until
Very positive. So far, they're being super lighthearted about it, at least on like Twitter whenever they're exchanging. But once that contract gets signed, Conor turns into a whole new motherfucker.
I don't know. Both those dudes just love to fight, though. Too. I think.
Very
that's,
true.
I think that's the
Yeah.
reason Conor.
And they're
does
both such a fan favorite. Like, who doesn't like to see?
What
a
are they
Conor
gonna be?
McGregor
What
fight?
are they gonna beef about? Like
Yeah,
that's true.
everybody loves them.
nobody's
both.
gonna. Yeah, nobody's gonna.
Like that's
believe
just
it.
good for everyone.
Yeah,
You
they
saw
just-
the message about the press conference?
Yeah,
He's like,
you bring the proper 12, I'll
Yeah,
bring
exactly.
the Budweiser.
Yeah.
I think they would have a good time with it. Like Conor talk trash, but I don't think he's like it'd be different than Khabib. Where
It wouldn't be like disrespectful.
he's trying to
No.
like attack Khabib's whole life, whereas
Yeah.
Cowboy, I think he would just talk himself up. I don't know.
And Cowboy's a lot more lighthearted about that shit too. Like he would laugh a lot of it off.
I think he knows that's what got him beat with Nate.
Yeah.
I think he would probably.
And plus, he knows that that's like Conor's MO.
Yeah.
Like, you people got to be catching on to that by now. Check out Khabib. He didn't give a fuck.
No, he didn't.
He went full psycho.
You think what's his name? Kavanaugh trains him? Because remember his coach was like, I'm not training him. He doesn't.
I'm sure he would. I'm sure he would.
Hey, once you start putting some zeros on there,
That's true. That's true.
money talks.
That's
We all
like
know
one of
that.
my
We've
favorite
seen
things about Conor too is that he hasn't let. I don't think Conor would train elsewhere.
No, he ain't going. Could you imagine Conor,
He's been
AKA
with the same.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been with the
With
same
Khabib.
group of
Yeah.
people the entire time. Like I love that about.
Yeah, I
Conor.
love keeping it home. Because he trains with one of the goats too. Artem.
That's right.
Oh my god.
That's right.
He trains with one of the goats.
I was
too.
like, wait a
Fucking
second.
weird. I was sitting there thinking too. I was like, you know something I know? Like, I don't
You
know.
go, Artem.
I think that's so cool though when a guy doesn't
Keeps
need
it
to-
at the home base.
Yeah,
I
like
think I love
stick
it.
with what got you there. Like I don't know.
Because the Diaz brothers do that too with the scrap pack.
What's that guy's name? Oh, love that guy. The old
Gil-
boxer.
Oh,
Boxing coach. It'll come up.
It'll come.
about midnight.
But yeah, real quick before, because I know we're going into time.
I say I'm actually good for a while, but it's up to you.
You're good for a while?
You good for a while? Okay, we can keep.
I mean, we're pushing on an hour and a half already, though, right?
Well, an hour. I think I started at 9:30.
Okay. No,
what about Okay, are we done?
Yeah.
Let's
good.
talk.
You want to talk about something else? Let's hear
No,
it.
I just wanted to. I was very interested on what your Valentine's Day plans are, and do you would you get like a one night?
What even fucking day is Valentine's Day?
Thursday. It's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't have plans right now.
Have you ever been a Valentine's Day guy?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Never. I've never done any. I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't think I have. I don't think I've done anything for Valentine's Day ever.
I imagine you're really romantic. I feel like you can hear some shit in December and still be and surprise her.
That motherfucker.
I know
rose
surprises. I'm the worst at.
Right.
We'll know. We tell each other what we're getting for Christmas months before. There's no surprising. I'm trying to get better at that part of things, but no, we normally just go out to dinner and we'll go the night after Valentine's Day just because they jack up prices at restaurants and all that stuff the night of. So.
Yeah, they got packages and shit. You pay for fucking a $50 bottle of wine.
That's the night, man. Everybody's out that night.
I work.
Oh,
I work, so I'm on.
It's Thursday.
I'm on a very strict schedule, but I want to do something nice for her. I don't know. I've never really had a true Valentine's Day, and I'm terrible at surprises and everything. But I don't know. I don't see the need to spend $200-$300 just to for one night when it's we're committed to each other already. I guess and my girl's not really someone that needs to show off. I feel like Valentine's Day is for other people that want to show off, and I mean, I'll take a cute photo, but we have the kids too, and I'm not gonna. I don't know. It's interesting. I've never been good at these holidays.
Is Valentine's Day a holiday though?
It is. I mean, it's not like you don't get the day off.
To what extent? Motherfucker, you gotta be in a relationship to celebrate.
But I mean, Valentine's
what kind
Day,
of exclusive shit is that?
But Valentine's Day has been ingrained in us since elementary school. I remember having to make cards and pass them around and stuff, and it's ingrained in our systems to be this is something we need to celebrate. So yeah, it's a holiday.
Yeah, I mean that's what makes it a holiday because because we were brainwashed growing up that it is a holiday.
Isn't that how a lot of holidays work?
I mean, essentially, but they at least I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yes, that's very true. I mean, some of them are religious based, and this one's just relationship based. So I guess
there is some sort of religion.
Very true.
Tie to it though.
In Valentine's Day,
the Saint Valentine or something. I don't know.
There's a Saint Valentine.
I think so.
I'm not religious.
Saint Valentine.
I don't know the details behind it either. But
did you go to church?
There's some sort of. Do what?
You went to church, didn't you? Growing up.
Yeah.
So you should.
But I was not a Catholic church.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My bad.
But yeah. There is some sort of.
If there's a Saint
there definitely is. I just don't know what it is. My old high school music teacher used to tell me, but same thing with St. Patrick's Day, right? There's some sort of meaning behind it.
St. Patrick's Day.
There's some
sort of meaning. I don't think so.
It definitely is. What's the word, Keith?
That Valentine was a priest who served during the 3rd century in Rome when Emperor Claudius II decided that single men made better soldiers than those with wives and families. He outlawed marriage for young men. When Valentine's actions were discovered, Claudius put him to death.
Celebrate.
So that's what it's all about, because y'all motherfuckers wouldn't go to war.
Yeah,
now how do you feel?
Interesting.
Now how do you
feel? It's a Catholic holiday.
So basically, I get to go fucking join the army, and you guys get to fucking be married. Cool.
Yeah. No, that's Catholic back in Rome. I mean, it's one of those things. I don't know. I want my lady to feel special. And it's not. I acknowledge her, but I feel like I do things daily. But I guess I could put a extra pizzazz on it and do something nice for her. I don't know. Have you ever been in a relationship during Valentine's Day?
I don't think I have. That's why I don't. I don't think so. Like, I don't ever recall celebrating Valentine's Day. So, if I ever did celebrate Valentine's Day, I probably did a very shitty job because I don't remember it at all.
Pre-marriage, what was you and Amber's like Valentine's Day? Like, did you go above and beyond?
We've always pretty much done just the same thing of going out the night after or something like. Yeah, there's nothing too crazy.
What's your Valentine's Day tradition?
Me? I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of my past relationships and if I've done anything spectacular. I think normally I cook. I'll pull something out of my repertoire that normally I don't make. So I think I'll.
Can you cook? You a good cook?
Yeah, I had to learn how to. I wouldn't say I'm not like a phenomenal cook.
Blue belt level.
I'm a blue belt level cook.
No.
That ain't shit.
I'm a brown belt cooking.
Brown belt?
Brown
I'm a brown
belt
belt cooking.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Whoa.
But I don't like my presentation isn't like nice, but I can pull some things out of my ass. I can't bake worth a damn, but I can cook. I can make you a nice steak or.
I made 2 apple pies this year during Christmas from scratch.
I want to add that for my daughters.
Scratch.
I want to add bacon into my.
I made the crust and everything. Bill Burr made an awesome video of how to
followed
make a pie
it?
crust. Oh yeah, followed it to the T. I made 2 this
That was
holiday.
good?
That was like my year-long goal. Like I had that written on my board. Bake a pie, and I made 2.
That's pretty dope.
It was awesome. Bill Burr's the man.
That's pretty dope. Can you cook?
I mean, to an extent. Like, I don't have like
What? No, I'll ask this. What do you bring to a relationship?
Yo, no. As far as damn, I fucking hate y'all so much. I hate y'all so much.
I'm asking.
You're asking what I bring to a relationship?
Yeah, because I mean, what do you do? Like,
damn.
like if a girl's gonna mess with you, look, man, I'm saying this as your friend.
Wait, you said if a girl's gonna what?
If a girl's about to get in a relationship with you, what is she benefiting from? Outside of just good looks.
I'm a swell guy.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm not trying to put myself out there.
Market yourself, man.
I'm not trying to market myself. That's the thing. Like I'm not.
Right.
I ain't looking like that. You know what I mean? I'm just hanging out.
I hear you, man.
I really don't. I don't care. Like I'm not into it like that.
All right, cool.
Like if a relationship happens, it happens. You just so you know. Okay, I just want to point this out because I was actually thinking about this the other day after I listened to episode 7. Every single fucking episode, you plug me with a chick in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Like you try and fucking set something up, or you always look at the camera like, you heard that, ladies? Or you're like, I'm going to text some ladies on this, or you guys hear that about Brian, ladies?
To be fair, when you get I think like episode 5 or some shit, where you stood up and fixed my mic.
Yeah, and you were like,
you're welcome, ladies.
You're welcome, ladies. Like every single time you're doing some shit like that.
Putting you out there, man.
So just to throw it out there. So far, you're not letting me down. You just checked one off right there. I was waiting for you to bring it up, and you didn't fail me, buddy.
Okay, man.
I appreciate you.
One day you're gonna.
But what I bring to the table, fuck. I mean, I know Grand Theft Auto cheats by heart still.
My God, all right.
Like that's
we can move.
You ever need cheat codes to Grand Theft Auto? Got you. Got it on
We can
lock.
move on.
The old school one. None of that.
Women, he can protect you. That's what he's a higher level blue belt, and he will definitely.
My dog is awesome.
He can fight his ass off. Let's just say that. We can just leave it at that, man.
My dog Molly, she's awesome.
How old?
She's old. She's like 10. But yeah, no.
You need a dog, Keith. Do you have a dog?
No, but after seeing the photos of your wonderful dog, I want a corgi so bad, but I'm just not in a position, especially with these kids.
You never had a dog like growing up, did you?
Me?
Yeah.
Not that personally I can call mine, but I've always like my friends. I basically grew up at a different house, and they had 2 dogs, and I loved them to death. So and I would take them out, feed them, and everything. I mean, but I didn't have the full responsibility of day and night, but I would help out when I could, and I love those dogs.
Dogs are amazing.
Were they were smaller dogs or bigger dogs?
No, they were. I'm not. One was like a Dalmatian. She looked like a Dalmatian.
That's a big dog.
And the other
Dalmatians are fucking huge.
Yeah. It was like a full Dalmatian. It was like a mixed breed. But she had spots. Probably wasn't even a Dalmatian.
Oh my fucking god! What the fuck just happened?
Oh man! But they had 2 dogs.
Hey, clip that shit. We need that clip.
Gosh.
We need that clipped for sure.
And then Nah, man. I love dogs, but I'm afraid of that attachment because I know they don't last as long as humans. You know,
It's the worst thing.
Yeah,
It is the worst thing.
Matt, you ever had a dog like die on you?
I had a dog from the time I was 2 till I turned 18.
oh,
Bro,
no.
same here.
Yeah.
Same
I don't
fucking
think,
here.
I can't handle that loss,
Dude, it was
It's tough.
devastating. And then we had another dog we lost 2 years ago. I mean, they were at my parents' house still, so I didn't see him every day. But man, that one, he just got really, really old, and like, so you saw it like deteriorating, and it was so rough. Like,
Yeah, it's a family member.
oh man, I remember they were gonna put him down one day, and I went back to stay at home the night before, and man, that was like, yeah, I almost didn't want to get another dog because I don't want to deal with that, like the emotions of that again. I'm an emotional person. Like, yeah, I've luckily never lost like a human that I was really close with. But I don't know how I'm gonna take it when that does happen because I don't take it well with dogs.
Yeah, I think it's you know, you realize how special an animal can be. You know, they're your family members. They are, and you build that bond, and they're excited to always see you. It's that unconditional love that you can't get from another human being. Even if you have to discipline the dog. 5 minutes later, they're back to licking your face, or they love you unconditionally. There's nothing you can do, and I think it's, we don't get that from another human being outside of, your wife or your kids.
Yeah.
Because something can happen. You're like, I don't like this person anymore, or I don't like that he does that. But a dog,
With that being said, if you have a social media account and on your social media account in your biography it says dog mom or dog dad, I need you to never use the internet again. Never use the fucking internet again because I don't want to see that shit. I'm over it. It's too much. Hate that shit. Matt, you got it?
I don't think so.
Does Amber?
I don't think so.
Amber might.
She has a shirt that says dog mom probably.
Well,
what's wrong with dog mom?
She needs to burn that shit.
They're raising the dog.
Until I have kids, those dogs are my kids.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
That's fine, but I don't need you to put
different, but
I don't need you to put dog mom, dog fucking dad. Like,
it's legit. Like, I know when I have kids, it's going to be a completely different experience, and I'm sure Keith can explain how close that connection is.
Yeah.
But until I have kids, those are my kids. Like, that's I go home and my 3 dogs are, I'd be wrecked if so. Like, I always imagine, like, they bark in the backyard, and I always imagine, like, what I would do if, like, a neighbor just, like, got pissed off one night and went over there and, like, took one out. I would kick that dude's door down. Like, we would be, he wouldn't be having a good day.
They got that emotion. They're a part of you, man. There's an emotional bond, spiritual bond too. So, and I think animals can sometimes sense. I think they're great. Yeah. I'll say that about it. I can't wait to be a dog dad.
I feel like you went reverse in that order though, right?
Yeah.
You got the
kids
connection first.
You got the real thing.
You got the real
thing.
You'll have to save it till they're like old enough to appreciate a dog.
Yeah.
I
want them
till they're like 4. Like once they're 4, I feel like that's a good age. Like you should get a fucking dog then at that point.
Right. It's gonna be a good time.
You ever potty train a dog like from the get go? Oh, I know you have. I know you have.
Is that where like
it's a motherfucker, dude.
Dude, our the one we adopted last night woke up we took her out at 2 a.m. because that's when Amber got home from work when we went to bed. Took her out at 4 a.m. Like, I don't know what her deal is, but she's still
going.
Yeah, still is a pain to potty train.
So you're not getting that much sleep right now?
Yeah. No.
Welcome to the life.
That's the thing is I know kids is a whole other ballgame.
Yeah. No, it's God, dude. I'm so excited for the future.
To get a dog?
No, not. I mean, for my kids. For my kids.
But that'll be awesome. Like,
Did you guys already go in depth on like Keith's emotions through the whole?
Keith's an emotional guy.
The kids were born and everything. Like,
I don't know. Did we do it? I remember you kept being like, "We're gonna talk about it."
We did talk about it a little. I mean, we started to talk about it, but then you didn't. I don't know. We didn't like stick with that topic. Like somehow we got steered away. I mean,
one next episode we'll do it. I'll talk about that journey because we'll be coming fresh off the KCFA fights and everything. And then, what's it like being married?
Not a lot changed for us.
Not a lot changed?
Not a lot changed. Like, we had lived together for 2.5 years or something. So, I don't know. Not too much change.
Your wedding was phenomenal, gorgeous. Your wife looked gorgeous, obviously. Everything, that was like a picture perfect wedding.
You were sweating your ass off.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was everything we both wanted, I think. Like, yeah, it was good. She planned all of it. I can't take credit for anything because I planned the honeymoon and that was it.
To fucking, what was it? Yeah, cruise?
We went on Disney World and we went on a cruise. Yeah.
Disney World and then cruise. Yeah. I just remember you being like so excited about the food for the honeymoon too.
Oh, I watched a Disney food blog. I still watch it occasionally for no reason. But like they talk about like the best desserts at Disney World. The best. I planned out every single meal. I knew what I was gonna eat where beforehand. It's magical.
Did you give Amber like a itinerary of like this is what you're eating at this time on this day?
This is where we're going. Yeah, like we went to.
Like no, you're supposed to have ice cream.
No, you had to have the pizza when we went to this one place because they pipe in the water from Italy. Like, yeah,
they had a pipe in the water from.
They bring in water to make the pizza pie from Italy.
The pizza pie. So they bring in water from Italy.
Mm-hmm. Sounds amazing.
That sounds like a crock of shit. That's what that sounds like.
It really does.
Sounds like fucking bullshit.
Yeah. But like every meal, I had something planned out like that. It was great.
That's
so
amazing,
much fun,
man.
Your fucking Italy water pizza. That is dope, though. That's something I would white girl over.
It was so much fun.
What is that? What's that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like. Okay. Something I would white girl over. Just like dog mom, dog dad. Like the same fuck. Let's put it out there. Like that. I mean, that's a thing, right?
I'm happy you said it. I feel like sometimes I be coming with.
No, you're cool. You're good to say it. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, that's a white girl thing. Okay. Just like going to Starbucks. Like I go to Starbucks. I got a fucking Starbucks card. You know what this is? Hold up. That right there? That's my white girl certification. Nice. I'm a certified white girl.
What is that?
It's my Starbucks card. Oh. I'm a certified white girl. You didn't know?
All right.
You don't know how I identify. Yeah, that's the thing. White girl in it there.
So, yeah. Well, that was awesome, man. Your wedding was I think everybody was well behaved. You know, because you had a good mixture of your family, her family, and then you had all the fighters there.
Yo, speaking of KCFA, how fucking awesome was Duran's dancing that night? That dude, yes. I have never seen lighted. It's in my Snapchat memory somewhere of that dude dancing. And it was like the best fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
If Mike could, I think I downloaded it too. If Mike could add that in, maybe we can add that into the podcast.
Yeah. Picture.
Is Mike editing this?
I don't know because I think I need to put it out before
next week.
Yeah, he'll do it next week. So I need to put it out before KCFA.
Duran was definitely the life of the dance floor that night. It was great because I can't dance at all, so it was great that
he's a fantastic dancer too. Like awesome. He was dancing really fucking good.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So
I was like, man, I'm thinking about.
I was upset that at his wedding, I didn't. That was the same night as Conor and Khabib, so I didn't stick around long enough for the dance floor to turn on. I bet that was a blast. Like,
oh yeah,
I bet that was a great time.
You know, I think it's memories like that I think that was like one of the first times where I'm like, oh my god, I love being a part of this family, of the Glory family. Because I never had a relationship with a lot of guys outside of the gym, especially because I'm not, a full-fledged fighter. I just train here. I'm just another body. But yeah, that was like, oh my god, these guys are awesome, and I like looking forward to moments like that because my life before that, not like it was all dark and depressing, but I didn't have fun like that. That was like fun.
Something missing you didn't know you were missing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's when I was like, oh, being a part of this group, being a part of the gym, the Glory family, puts me in a better environment than the normal nightmares that I'm normally around, just getting blackout drunk and partying with. I think it was good for my girl to be around too.
So that way she knows you ain't hanging out with a bunch of hoodlums that just like to hit each other in the head.
Yeah, all the brutes.
Yeah, just a bunch of fucking knuckleheads up in here.
Yeah.
Oh, either way, what time we got? It's about 11 o'clock. We should probably wrap it up.
Probably wrap it up.
Point.
Matt, thank you. I had a bunch of questions for you about your fights and everything, and we just never got to it, but I had a good time. Thank you for coming on, and we'll have you back again. Maybe not for the case. I want you to come back. I personally need Matt to come back. Not for any fights or anything. No, we'll talk about your personal MMA fights, and then
that's a short conversation.
Yeah, but still, and then there's a couple questions I want to ask you, but.
I work with Matt on a daily basis, so I'm fucking sick of the guy. Okay. No, just kidding. I mean, fucking Matt, you're, again, always welcome.
Yeah,
love
please.
having you on the podcast, man.
So. No, it's so cool to see it. Like, it's becoming a thing.
It is.
Gym. It's becoming a thing. Like, whether you guys realize it or not, like, people are talking about it. Like, dude, I get members talking. Like, I hear them talking about it and stuff. So, it's cool to watch it grow. And I think the coolest part is knowing, like, I know how much you guys are not, like, emotionally invested in it, or how much you guys are actually taking it serious. And, like, there's a lot of people who think they're going to start a podcast and they just set up their computer and click it and do it twice and then never do it again.
I've done that before.
It's just really cool to watch it grow because of the work you guys are putting in, even if it doesn't.
Well, thank you, man. Coming from you, that means a lot, And you guys have been so supportive, and thank you for anyone that listens. And we're working on a new name, probably Black and Blue or something.
That's not true.
Since we're both blue belts,
that's not true.
We need to start representing.
Nope, that's not true. That's not gonna happen. We're gonna act like he didn't say that.
We'll probably probably the next podcast will be called the High Level Podcast. Yeah, because we're both high levels in this.
Professor Keith, Professor Keith here. Nope, not gonna happen.
I'll probably end every podcast going "ooh" or something, something cool.
Yeah. No, like you were saying, I mean,
say blue belt.
Oh, that's a good. We could start doing that for you.
Yeah, please.
Like have it roll across the bottom, and be like Keith McMillan, blue belt. Fuck with me.
No, because I might get.
It's part of your bio now, blue belt.
It is. It's a new. It's weird. It's really weird. I opened my trunk to grab the blue belt, and I was like, "What the fuck is this doing here?" I was like, "Oh, that did happen."
You're like, shit, I should cover this up.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, that's it."
It's like a gun. No, but like you were saying, Matt, with like the podcast growing, something I want to talk about real quick. As like the audience and everything grows and our viewers grow and like people talking about it and whatnot, the podcast itself has to grow. So we're also making more and more investments. If you didn't notice this time, we didn't have a single fucking pause. We got a new camera.
We got a new camera.
Got a new camera, so that way we can record the whole time through. No pauses, no interruptions for you. And then myself personally, my goal for this week is to dive into Spotify and iTunes and hopefully have that done by the end of the week.
Yes,
so
we'll finally.
I didn't tell you about that, but that is my personal goal.
No, please take over. Please take over and do that.
I'm going to try and take care of that, and then, we'll go from there.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're good, man.
Mr. Matt Waters, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you so much.
For your wonderful insight.
Douchebag.
I wouldn't go that far. I think you're a swell individual. And good.
I'm good, man.
KCFA, be there.
Yeah.
KCFA 31.
Or tune in.
February 23rd.
Spend the $9, $8.
Truman Memorial Center.
It doesn't matter.
Modelo Especial.
Watch the debut of David Onama.
All right, motherfuckers. We're out. Love, peace, chicken grease.
Later. Bye.
Kisses, hugs, belly rubs.
Fuck your kisses, hugs, belly rubs. You know how many clips we got out of that episode?